Alright, so today we're hopping into the point events because I want to showcase the team that I have been using, will be using, when it comes to farming summer tickets for the 9th anniversary. Now, I know the 9th anniversary is like 5-6 months away, but I want to make sure I'm ready for it. And by that, I want to have as many summer tickets as possible to try and have my best chances of getting the 9th anniversary characters for free without even summoning. I did that last year, and I did it the year before. I'm hopeful that I can do it again this year. Now, because one of my main goals in this game was to T20 every character in my box, as you can see, I'm only 2 rows left from actually being done with my end goal. So my next goal after I do T20 every character is to start going hard on the point events like I used to around 2 or so years ago. It's after all how I was able to get Unohana, the Safui version, upwards to 80,000 plays. Because simply put, she was a really good character for point events. Her SA1 and 2 were AoEs in front of her, and she herself had the built-in recharge. So her SA1 being a beam minute, so she was one of the faster characters for me to use when it comes to farming point events. And when you're farming point events, every second kind of counts, to be honest. Like, you want to make sure you can get as fast as possible run. So what we're going to be doing is showcasing the team that it very well might be the best team when it comes to farming point events, with how fast it can actually clear. So currently right now we have access to Extra Quest 6, 5, and 4. Even though we are going to be using a speed character for today's video, Extra Quest 6 seems to be the fastest, at least with the initial runs that I did actually do. And for the most part, this is my usual team when it comes to point event farming. Unohana is going to be my go-to character, similar to Safui Retsu. This version of YACHIRU is just a faster character. She has poise. With the Rampage skill, she hits even harder, especially when she decides to use her Nut String. She also has the built-in recharge. And her SA1, 2, and 3 are all AoEs in front of her. Her second one more specifically being a lunge, so she's constantly moving forwards. Plus, at the same time, I do have a max transcendent. That definitely does help. So, of course, a usual run for most people would just be to stack free SP items, and then if you can, give them 14% recharge links. Now, my second and third character are just 2 characters that I enjoy using. I want to get them in my top 5, and I'm making sure to use the Ichibe link because I'm trying to keep it in my top 5 as my most used links. So let's go ahead and just do a quick run, right? See how long it does take when she's at full stamina, which I don't believe at any point she actually gets hit here, so she'll be able to keep the full stamina, therefore getting that extra 6% recharge. Now, you'll see here, right, whenever she is next to a wave, she has a strong attack ready. She's going to one-shot them. Even if you don't have a max transcended, she's still going to one-shot, right? It's a point event. If anything, the extra attack might help out when she decides to use a Nut String, but as you can see here, as of right now, she's not using a Nut String. She's one-shotting every enemy, and Extra Quest 6 right now is probably the best one for this current event, given how linear the maps actually are, where we're able to take up potentially 1 or 2 waves with just 1 strong attack. I believe in that case, we just took out 2 waves. Seems to be. Wish that SA2 had a bit more lunge to it just to make it faster, but it's perfectly fine. And now we're going into the final stage. Kirio's the final boss, and we should be able to one-shot with just 1 strong attack, regardless who the teammate is on our side. And being able to one-shot the boss does save you quite a bit of time. Not in terms of like clear time, what you're about to see here, 53 seconds. But let's say you're doing multiple runs, especially if you're autoing overnight, since you won't be able to skip the special move animations. If a boss does use their sub-bomb, you're going to have to add like an extra 11 seconds to your time. So in that case, we did 1 run, 53 seconds time. How can we actually improve on that? So of course, the best way to improve on that is actually changing your build. Now, I'm not sure if everyone actually can do this, given that it's a unique accessory, but we do have access to movement speed increase accessories, right? So we're going to use the Ryo Kotsujo. Hopefully I said that right. We're going to use it as a 5-star. And then we also do have it at a 4-star here. Again, YACHIRU hits already so hard anyway. Her extra stats don't matter. And with these 2 accessories, we're getting a 65% increase on our movement speed. But if you did log into the game during the time 1000 Year Blood War started airing over a year ago, this accessory is the only 3rd accessory in the game that can increase your movement speed. And it does increase it by 20%. So if we equip that, YACHIRU now has an 85% movement speed increase. So let's go ahead and do another run and see the bigger difference here. And the way you're saving time here, because again, we're still one-shotting, right? Our strong attacks usually come back fast enough. If not, we'll use the SA3 for the next wave. But the difference here is that you save so much time in between those stages, in between going to the next wave. You can see we're absolutely running through the entire stage here. And when again, let's say you're macroing, you're farming overnight, autoing overnight, even if you're not macroing, let's just say you're doing normal auto runs. You want to be in and out, run through all your tickets in less than 5 minutes. This does actually speed up the process. You can see that in just what, 4 sentences, we're already into the final room. Kirio once more. This time we have a Yama. Yama, lucky for us, did actually one-shot the boss. Sometimes you might get the boss to actually use that animation. Hopefully not though. But just like that, we did get a new personal best. In this case, a 37-second clear time. Noticeable difference, right? 20-second difference here almost. And that's ideally the build that you want to use when you're running through point events. Because if you're autoing, you might as well speed up the process by using more optimized accessories. and also links. Remember, we are going with a speedrun build here, so we want to make sure YACHIRU or any character you are using does have free 14% recharge soul traits, given that the extra damage that you get from other soul traits don't matter that much. However, there is a third way, and this is pretty much the best team you can probably make in point events right now. There is a way to make the team even better. So what we're going to do here is use Macy. Now, Macy is going to give us the built-in recharge in between stages. It might not even matter. And to be fair, this team probably only saves a couple seconds, but those couple seconds do add up when you're doing thousands and thousands of runs, right? So Mace is going to give us the extra recharge in case that, let's say we are going too fast. Our strong attacks are ready. More importantly, our SA 1 and 2 are ready for the first wave of any given stage. And then now, finally, this is the main reason we're making the video, by the way, is that we can use Tanjiro. Now, what I love about Tanjiro is that he's the first character in the speed attribute to actually have this skill, where you can increase your speed attribute character's movement speed by an additional 20%. Speed was the last attribute to have a character like this, and I find it really cool that a resurrectable character was actually given this skill instead of putting it on a new summonable character. Because one, that means I don't have to summon for the character, and two, it means I have the character ready. So with Tanjiro, we're getting that 20% movement speed increase and also 20% strong attack damage too, in case that did matter. So remember, YACHIRU does have the 85% movement speed increase. With Tanjiro in the team, we now have a 105% movement speed increase. So this team right here is basically the perfect team for YACHIRU when it comes to fun and point events. And we've done a few teams now at this point. Best teams for Unohana. Unohana just has a lot of characters that really complement her very, very well. And I'll compliment her too. She's absolutely beautiful. So let's jump into the final run. And let's see the difference now, right? You can see a notable increase in our movement speed, only at 20%. So realistically, if anything, we're saving like maybe 2 seconds, maybe 5 at most. We'll see how it does go though. What you notice though is that we're spamming our strong attacks. All our strong attacks are ready. And to be fair, maybe it does help. The recharge is nice to have though, in case, you know, you ever do have a strong attack that's not ready. But to be fair, by the time we go into the next stage, all our strong attacks are back. So you can probably tag out Macy. Let's say you want to get someone into your top 5 most players and you don't want it to be Macy. You can probably opt out to use someone else. The extra recharge in between stages don't matter that much, but I just like to have it anyway. In this case, though, we did use our SA1. Almost didn't actually hit Kirio, but we do put her down. And let's see the clear sound now. So previously, our best was 37. I'm expecting like 35. 35. So you save yourself 2 seconds. But this right here is basically the best team for YACHIRU. Best point event team, I would say, when it comes to just farming a large amount of points if you want to clear as fast as possible. Let's say, again, you're macroed overnight. Unohana, I can confidently say, is easily one of the better characters to use for autoing, just given how fast she actually is, right? She has the built-in poise. All 3 of her strong attacks are constantly going ahead of her. And she also has like a really high damage output, Frenzy 2, SP boost, and also Rampage. Even if you don't have the character max transcended, even if you don't build her up properly, she'll probably still be one-shotting, even if you aren't going against power enemies. And if you can, make sure to use those movement speed increase accessories, and also, if possible, throw in Tanjiro into your team just to make it even faster. So this is basically my go-to farming team when it comes to point events, and the team that I'll be using over the next 6 months until we lead up to the 9th anniversary. And right now, I have no idea what my goal is going to be when it comes to summon tickets. I'm still not officially farming the point event just yet. Usually I get around 10 million points every point event. My new goal will to be get around maybe 100 mil every point event. But again, I'm still trying to T20 every character in my box. And I have around 14 characters to go. But since you lads made it to the end, let's use some tickets. No Brave Soul Summon tickets. Currently I have 200 right now. So we'll see how much we do have by the time the 9th anniversary comes around. But we do have the ticket from the point event. So let's go ahead and use that. Now, this can feature any premium character released at the time of this event, so it can include the new characters. Not sure what character I do want here, but anyone new is going to be a W. Who are we getting for today? Oh, that's huge! Wait, that's the new one, right? Oh, finally! Wow! I actually can't believe I got a good character here. Man, that is such a good pull. For those that don't know, you know, I like to play guild quests. I like to rank high in guild quests too, and right now my 2 weeks by far is the Espada guild quest. There's not that many good characters. Okura being one of the few good ones, and despite him being premium, despite him being over a year old, I've only ever pulled him once. Finally, I got that second slot, the focus slot. That's going to increase my clear time by quite a bit and allow me to get a better score. So easily going to give him that level 10 focus. Wow, finally. Hopefully more of those can continue to come through. I do want to get this character 5-5. He is an anniversary character too. He's cool as well. I do want to get him max transcended. And we're now officially 1 step close to that. Just before we wrap up the video though, I did go ahead and get the Epic Raid ticket from the Awakened Grand Fisher Epic Raid. I'm pretty sure this doesn't feature new characters. Don't quote me on that. It might be limited to characters released at the time. I'm not too sure. If it can be a good dupe, though, we'll take it. Even if it's an old character that's a good link, it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so I think it is a somewhat old character. Now, this would be a decent dupe. Unfortunately, I already have a max transcended, so can't really do much with that. But yeah, with that said, that was the video for today. Just a short one. I'm currently still editing the BBS Awards. That's why videos have slowed down lately. Should be out, let's say Saturday. That's the goal right now. So for those looking forward to that, it's almost here. It's almost here. And I apologize for the wait. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.